Welcome back to Big Mouth. And yes, fancy seeing all of you here. It's so good to see you. Doctor Who has now become paint by numbers TV. Simplistic storytelling with no fleshing out of the Doctor or the characters. But simply, Chris Chibnall and the BBC have seemed to have got a Hoover and placed it on the 13th Doctor's brain and sucked out the Doctor's passion and personality. One of the things, when I tried to convince people I knew to watch Doctor Who, I said, this is an intelligent character that doesn't use violence or guns or anything like that, but uses their passion, personality, and intellect. None of that is there. But this was really obvious from the moment we saw the It's About Time trailer. When we saw the glass ceiling smashing, I knew what was going to happen. I didn't mind the aspect of the trailer that gave the Doctor a bit of a personality when she looks up and she goes, whoops. I thought, actually, I'll be honest, I didn't even realise what they were trying to say with that until people were telling me, well, Mick, actually, they're trying to say they're doing some groundbreaking thing here by casting a female as the Doctor. And I thought, oh, well, it's not that groundbreaking. We had a female master, right? We've had many, many female companions. What's so groundbreaking about it? It's the 21st century, you know what I mean? But this is the thing now. It's become this, as I say, so simple. And it seems to me that these people with their political agendas and their feminist agendas have got these rules where the Doctor can never be crossed with her companions. They can never kind of have opposite opinions or arguments or anything. It's just a bunch of people constantly being nice to each other. And you look at it and you think, this isn't Doctor Who. But sadly it is. This is what this Doctor Who is. So let's talk about the picture we saw of Jodie in the long coat and the Tom Baker-like scarf. They're in trouble. That's why they've put her in that outfit. That's what she's going to be wearing on the New Year's Day special. Yes, I know, not Christmas, New Year's Day. Why would they do that? They're doing that because they suddenly realise that they pissed off every Doctor Who long-running fan, and all of a sudden they realise they need us to buy stuff, to pre-order the seasons, to pre-order the episodes on Amazon Prime for those of us who live across the world and don't watch it. They just realise that the people that they've got deals with to make Doctor Who valuable, like Prime Video, etc., are now saying, well, wait a minute, you may need to adjust your price, BBC, because it's lost its popularity. You see, this is the problem with you people keep on going on about ratings, and I keep on telling you and explaining to you, it's not about ratings. I'll explain to you exactly the reason why she's wearing a long coat. Remember, don't forget, Tom Baker wore a long coat, right? And Tom Baker wore a scarf. It's not a coincidence that Tom Baker, especially to classic fans, is the ultimate Doctor, right? The ultimate version of the character. So what do? They put her in a scarf. They put her in a long coat. Because they want you to say, wow, look at her. She's the Doctor. Look, she's wearing the scarf. That's how desperate they've become. This whole thing has backfired on them when all they had to do from the beginning was give her a personality and passion and make her actually the Doctor. But they decided that women never get excited. Women don't have a personality, apparently, because this Doctor barely has a heartbeat. She's boring. Her companions are boring. The show's boring. And that's what the BBC have done. This goes beyond Chris Chibnall. This is the BBC and their agenda. They've ruined the show. They've ruined the show, right? And now it's boring. And now the people they've got, as I say, got contracts with are saying, well, for season 12, we want a better deal. You're going to charge us less money. We're going to get more of a profit. Because why do you think season 12 is rumoured to be 6 episodes? What? Because you really believe Jodie and Chris are going to leave? Maybe they are. I don't know. I don't personally believe that, but we'll see. We need to stop focusing on Jodie Whittaker. I will never, ever accept that she's a bad actor. She's not. It's the way you're directed, and ultimately, vitally, it's the way you're written for. And this Doctor has been written to be a paint-by-numbers basic Doctor that only performing seals can appreciate. As I said in one of my other videos the other day, I said that someone actually said when they saw her in the long coat and the scarf, wow, look how far you've come, Doctor. How far she's come. That's not how character development works. Character development works by chiseling out a character, giving someone character traits, giving them challenges and events to get through and hard things to go through. That's how characters are developed. This Doctor won't have come a long way because she's changed her outfit. Oh no, that's not how it works. Are there any writers actually watching this video? What are the first two things you look when you're writing? You look to flesh out your characters. You look to give your characters personality and unique dialogue to separate them from other characters. That's what you do. And what you also do is you try and develop your characters. And within your story, you want your characters to be on opposite sides sometimes, even if they're friends. There must be arguments. There must be drama. That's what I do when I'm writing, and I'm sure that's what you do. These are the basic fundamentals of writing fiction, and Chris Chibnall has not done this. Now, if you compare to what he did on Broadchurch, it was totally different. Jodie Whittaker's character had personality. She was suffering with depression. Her son had been murdered. She'd lost her baby. And you could see it within the performance. It was beautiful. The issues she had with her husband and her marriage. It's understandable, isn't it? Their son was murdered and groomed. We've got none of this with this Doctor. There's nothing there. That's nothing to do with Jodie Whittaker. You're saying, Mick, well, all about the stuff she says in public. She's contracted to say that stuff. She don't mean anything she's saying. It's all a load of BS. The BBC have got this wrong. They cast a female Doctor, but they never cast the best, even the best female for the job. It's an utter mess. And believe me when I tell you, ratings don't matter. The ratings are better than Capaldi's final season. Yes, they're solid, they're healthy. This isn't about ratings. This never was about ratings. This is about the BBC taking a hard line. How can Chris Chibnall create a great version of Doctor Who, a great version of the Doctor, when you're being hampered by the network you're executing the project for? You can't. You can't. And that's why this series is a mess. I kind of got excited with Rosa because I liked Casgrove. Now, the reasoning for what he was doing was ridiculous, but at least he seemed to me a character Jodie could play off. A recurring character who could come back, and maybe the Doctor could teach him a better way. I said that when I reviewed Rosa. I said Kaz Krasgo has got this potential to be a great recurring character. I assume he's this mystery character we're going to see be revealed in the finale, and if that's so, that's good. He will help Jodie's Doctor become a more interesting Doctor, because right now there is no interest in her Doctor, in the companions. You're just watching something. Now, we can argue about misogynism, sexism, whether they should have cast a female as the Doctor or not. But the reality is, that's not what you should really be talking about. You should be saying, am I proud to be a Doctor Who fan now? And I think the answer you'll find is no. If you've watched this show for a number of years, you will not be proud. Some of you will pretend you're loving it, and you'll fight with people who, like me, who say this, that, and the other. But you don't believe what you're saying. You know this is rubbish. You know this is a pile of crap. You know it. Yes, it's well acted. The production values are beautiful. It's well edited. The music's okay. But it's got nothing going for it. It's got nothing that a continuing drama should have. They got rid of their iconic villains, their monsters. You can't do that. The Cybermen, the Daleks, the Master, and other characters should have been part. You know, he could have used classic monsters we haven't seen for years. It didn't have to be the Cybermen and the Daleks. But he's done nothing to link this show with what it was. Yes, there's mentions, but that's not the point. This was a perfect moment to write a really great, unique Doctor that travelled through time and space with these three companions. I don't have an issue with the number of companions. It can be done. you can, as I said before, you can send a couple of them here, a couple of them there, and they get their own adventure within the episode. But everyone's a spare part, including the Doctor. In fact, mostly the Doctor. When I ask people, what do you like about season 11? Graham. And do you know what something else people are saying to me? I've said it a lot. My niece told me before she stopped watching it. Graham's more the Doctor than the Doctor is. How many times have I said this on a video? Why is that? That crack Graham makes about Pulp Fiction, quoting Samuel Jackson's Pulp Fiction, classic dialogue, right? That's something I can imagine David Tennant's Doctor saying. He was the Doctor then. More of the Doctor than the 13th Doctor is. How is that so? How is that possible that they've taken this Doctor on a journey in the last episode of just sitting there moaning about men and women not being treated fairly, blah, blah, blah? Who wants to watch that? You're the Doctor. You must care about all humanity and all life forms, not just women. They were talking about women struggling in the 17th century. Lots of people, lots of beings could be struggling in the universe. But they're talking about women. Why is that? Because a female writer wrote it and a female directed it, and they thought, won't this be cool if we get this in and we get that in? It's not cool. It's boring. Because guess what? Even women are not applauding you. Not the sensible ones, not the intelligent ones. They're like me, they're doing videos. Better videos than me, and they're calling you out. They're calling you out and making you look stupid. Because and it's so funny, right? All these 13th Doctor dolls, they can't even give them away. They actually are giving them away. They can't sell them, right? I've told you about the pre-orders for the Blu-rays and the DVDs. They are in such a mess. And that, my friends, is why they've put her in a scarf in a long coat for the New Year's Day episode. So you can start thinking she's actually the Doctor. But the problem is, us long-running fans are not stupid. We know what's going on. They're in trouble. They can keep on waving their ratings at us. And this, that, they can call us sexist and misogynist as much as they like. But the reality is, the experiment failed. But you know what? The experiment didn't have to fail, did it? It didn't have to fail. All you had to do, Chris, is use your imagination. All you had to do is write us a fantastic Doctor. And then you could have said, you could have boasted, we've got a successful, popular female Doctor who's getting 10, 15 million viewers, every live viewers an episode, instead of having to add, on-demand viewers and catch up just to pretend it's healthy, right? Because Jodie Whittaker's season, I'll start again. Jodie Whittaker's season may have all right numbers, live numbers, because that's all I focus on. But ultimately, they're not great numbers. They're just better than Capaldi's. Anything's better than Capaldi's numbers, right? Just because she's got better numbers than a failure of a Doctor in a season that was a failure doesn't make her a success. We are now under 6 million consistently, and it isn't going to go back up. People have walked away. We had over 8 million viewers on the premiere. They went down to 7 million, then 6 million, then just under 6. As I say, that's not a disaster. That's not the disaster. The reason she's wearing a scarf is because of the financial element, the profit-making element that's made Doctor Who so profitable. I spoke about BBC America before. It's definitely gone downhill numbers-wise over there. That was a big sell, part of the BBC wanting to continue the show. I personally think, with the mentality of the BBC right now, the show's run its course because it's not Doctor Who anymore. It isn't that exciting show with that exciting, passionate character full of personality. It's gone. It's gone. Unless the BBC can change their minds and bring back Doctor Who the way it should be, the show is dead. And it will be cancelled whether you want it to or not. There's going to come a time when people will walk away. And when season 12 starts, then about 1 million less people will be watching. It'll be 4 million and something. You wait and see. You wait and see. Now, I don't know how many are going to come in to see the finale. Maybe more will come in and it'll go back up to a ridiculous number. I don't know if the interest is there. But for people to come back in for a finale, the feedback has to be good. And I'm sorry, the feedback, and I'm not talking about people who pretend they're enjoying and they're reviewing it and you say, this is wonderful, this is the best ever. They're just saying it to make themselves feel better. Nobody wants Doctor Who to be in this situation, but it is. It is in this situation because of the BBC, because of the decisions that they've made, because this is the culture that we have to live with right now. It's become so overtly political, nobody knows how to pull out of this anymore because they don't want to prove us right. They've got a problem. When they go on YouTube, they're seeing YouTubers like me, not a successful one, but they're seeing my videos. They're seeing many, many people speaking the truth, unraveling what they've been doing, and it's not that difficult because Doctor Who isn't being made by very clever people. It looks good, it sounds good, but it's not good. It's not good because the element that made Doctor Who so good since William Hartnell has gone, and it isn't the male element, it's the storytelling element, it's the unique element. It's not there anymore. You swap intelligent fans for simpletons who will just applaud anything. You see the responses from people with Jodie Whittaker's profile picture on their Twitter account. You see it. You can give them anything. You can give them bubble wrap that kills and they'll applaud it and call it a great piece of storytelling, intuitive storytelling, imagination. Imagine that. Bubble wrap, right? That tells you everything. That tells you where we are now. The show is dead. I will carry on watching it because I'm loyal to it. And in hope that something amazing happens in these final 2 episodes. And I've got something amazing to look forward to on New Year's Day. But right now, the justifications and the spin. People say to me, I shouldn't judge this season until it's over. It is over, my friends. It is over.